Welcome back. It is that time. We check in with our friend Mike Eppel standing by. Good morning. How are you?
Hello, good, thank you. How are you?
Okay, it was a weekend, right?
Yeah.
A weekend. I don't even know how to describe it anymore. A weekend.
That's about it.
That's it.
That's about it. It doesn't, they just kind of blur into each other. And of course, with all the restrictions still in place, you don't do much of anything, right?
Yeah, we don't. All good, all good. But
No.
we have a lot to look forward to in the business world, a lot to watch for you. Where do you begin?
Earnings this week. Companies like Apple are going to report quarterly results, and that is going to be a huge number for Apple, which, of course, anything related to technology, Melanie, has seen massive sales over the pandemic, and these companies have huge cash reserves, could be raising dividends. Alphabet reports this week, Facebook, Shopify, which is the Canadian e-commerce giant out of Ottawa. Oh, yes, Tesla reports results. And of course, the news over the weekend was about Elon Musk going to be the host of Saturday Night Live. Mm-hmm. Really? Sure.
No? Oh, I thought you'd be into that. Not so much. Okay.
It's maybe overexposure for Elon Musk. Genius, sure. SpaceX, absolutely. Do we need to see him dancing again? I don't know.
Yes.
Kenny, and again, they put these celebrities who have no training whatsoever as the hosts of SNL sometimes, and sometimes those. Sometimes it works.
Sometimes it's magic. Sometimes it's magic.
That's right.
Okay, so let's talk about these sort of vaccination passports, which we've talked about. Yeah. There are a lot of countries looking ahead to what is it going to look like when we get back to normal. So what will it look like, Mike?
Well, the European Union is talking about allowing American travelers who are fully vaccinated travel. Loosening travel restrictions basically this summer, trying to get the tourism industry back online. And we're seeing that actually play itself out on the markets to some extent this morning with the travel and tourism companies saying, yes, if we can have the proof that that travelers are vaccinated, and that comes to this issue, do you need a vaccine passport? And then you've got regulatory restrictions and all these other things that come into play. So it'll be interesting to see what governments do with this from a specific standpoint. Do they actually say, okay, this is what is required, or is it country specific or company specific? There are a whole bunch of ways that this could go. And again, do you have to have fully vaccinated, or is it just one shot? Yeah. One shot that protects you from the worst symptoms of COVID-19.
Interesting.
A lot of things to be considered here, and of course here in Canada we're nowhere near that, but nevertheless, starting in Europe.
Absolutely. Okay, so I know you've been following the trend of growing lumber prices, and by the way, it continues to skyrocket.
Yeah, another 4% to a record high on Friday. Lumber prices. Lumber is a commodity. The paper and forest industry. It's traded on the U.S. markets. And Melanie, we've talked about how the construction industry has and home renovation prices, and anybody involved with this industry has said, if you're doing anything right now that involves building anything, get ready to pay for it. And the contractors are saying, how do you correct the situation? Well, you put things on hold, you delay projects, because it's just gotten out of control, where the market itself has sent prices to all-time record highs, and until the demand side of the equation catches up with supply, the trend is going to continue.
Very quickly for you, Friday, circling that into the calendar, income tax filing deadline.
Everybody's favorite day of the year, right?
Celebrate.
Well, look, last year it was all delayed because the government actually said, okay, we've got a pandemic, everybody take your time. And I think it was, September, I think was the tax filing deadline for 2020. There is a petition making the rounds from the accounting community saying a lot of people are going to miss this deadline because, again, the job market still has not been fully recuperated. People have to deal with accounting for the CERB and the emergency wage subsidy and unemployment and all of these other things, vagaries in this year's tax filing. And they say that the Fed should give a little bit of an extension. We're pretty close to the deadline, so it'd be kind of interesting if they made a move of that nature at this point in time.
Absolutely. And we're going to bring our viewers a story on that coming up right after the break. Mike, as always, appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.